Hi folks, what is today, Tootsie?
July 2nd.
And what happens on July 2nd? What did we just watch last night?
It was the second day of Gettysburg.
The Battle of Little Round Top and Longstreet's big assault that day, and oh yeah, big day. So we are going to go ahead and talk about some Gettysburg games that we had. We're gonna do the, as we do in the Army. We're not going to use the phrasing that would be impolite to some people, but we will dash through them. First, we'll talk about books. Okay, Killer Angels. Everybody's read this, right? When I was a young lieutenant, actually when I was a young E4. Oh my God, I was an E4. And you know what? I had hair way down to here. So, but when I was a young E4, this was the hottest book because FM 101-5 Operations talked about Joshua Chamberlain as well. So this was the book, The Killer Angels. He dies, and then his son writes a series of very good books and has been on, well, he's been in a bit of a slump lately. Book that we got, I think, at the Penn State book sale, The Fog of Gettysburg. A number of little vignettes, in a sense, in there. Things like, basically, Sickles, Hero or Goat, Prelude to Pickett's Charge, The Broken 11th Round Cord, the Savior of Little Round Top, and he debates that it wasn't necessarily Chamberlain, the author in this, but there were other people who deserved as much credit for the Battle of Little Round Top. So, Fog of Gettysburg by Ken Allen. Then there is my thesis advisor. And when people are able to see the way I'm holding these up, Toots?
Yes.
This is Commanders of the Army of the Potomac. I lost my original copy. I finally found another copy. When I saw it, I told Miss Katie, cost is really kind of irrelevant to me. I want this book by Warren W. Hassler, who talked like this. Mom, you need to do this. I love that man. Still a book that does well. Fonce's Gettysburg, the second day. Well, everybody knows the second day. Everybody knows the third day. But, and we'll go back to Hassler. Hassler wrote a good book on the first day. I always thought the first day was, yeah, it happened. Well, I found out that Hassler really changed my mind on the first day. And then there is my American Heritage Junior Library, The Battle of Gettysburg. Why do I have this book, Tootsie? Do you recall?
No.
It is because I won the summer reading contest in Mifflin County. This book is awarded to Robert Smith as a 5th grade winner from the Armour Elementary School, the Vacation Reading Contest. Sponsored by the Milroy Women's Club. Mrs. J. Lindsay Snyder, who then was my reading teacher in 8th grade. October 12, 1965, President Milroy Women's Club.
I was 4.
You were 4. I read so many books this summer, and the librarian actually picked this book out because she said, well, Bobby reads nothing but military history and war stuff. So that was the book I got. It has stayed with me forever and ever. It is a book I would not give up to my children. They will end up with it, no doubt, upon my death.
Maybe.
But what I love best are these maps with little kind of stick figures in them, and you have over here, it gives you the numbers, locations of things that happened. I love these maps. I perused them so much as a child. So, that's books. Now, let's talk about games. We're not even going to break, Miss Katie, and I'm going to have a drink. And folks, I'm going to run through these. I am not going to do an exhaustive analysis, and these are games we have and that we've kept because we like. First, there is White Dogs Games, Pickett's Charge. It has, I don't know if I can deal with this many rules. Feed. Feed pages of rules. Kind of a standard White Dog Games map. Decent counters, thick counters. And the objective is what? Well, the objective, of course, is to get to the copse of trees. Fun little game, worth picking up. I think there are 2 or 3 versions of this out. Then there's Jim Zoldak's Battle for Gettysburg, the first day. We come back to Warren Hassler. This is, let me find the map. And of course, here's the cover, piece of paper. 2 maps, and you're going to be underwhelmed, folks, because these are the maps. Ta-da! Underwhelmed? Yeah, perhaps. However, I've reviewed this game, and I found it to be pretty darn good. But otherwise, it wouldn't be in my collection. Let's see, we have 2 cats in here right now. Then there is DDH's The Battle of Gettysburg. Now we got 3 cats in here. This has your standard odds table combat. Good turn record track of who shows up, who doesn't. Nice map. I always thought Dan Holt has done very good work. His game on D-Day is just stellar. And plays pretty fast. Excuse me, it has some counter cards and it has nice thick counters. So there's that game. Oops, that one just continued to slide off. Then we have, this I believe is Lee at Gettysburg. This is by Fast Play Games. It might be worth your time. The problem with it is everything moves so slow. And you can see it's very much a desktop publishing map. It's not anything that's going to reach out and grab you. I will say juxtapose that against Minden's Longstreet's Disaster, which for the life of me I cannot find right now. Longstreet's Disaster by Minden Games by Gary Graber is even less interesting map-wise than this because it's on a standard sheet of green paper, or maybe it was tan paper, but plays very well and is bloody. It's a good one. Then there is, let's see, I think this is Phoenix Games, Phoenix Enterprise Limited. Miss Katie got me this for Christmas, I think, when we were still in the Wounded Warrior program in Colorado. We have yet to play it. I cannot sell it because it is just too pretty of a box cover. And it's one of those that we always wanted to have it. And it's a big map. And for the era, it's a pretty interesting map. Because this is a 1970s map, folks. 1970s map, so more interesting than not, I think. What's also nice about the game is it has an insert to keep the counters in. And many of us have fussed forever and ever about games that lack those. Now, Deer Valley did a game on the Vicksburg campaign. Why am I including that? Same time period. Interesting game. Show you the map. And yes, it's not Gettysburg, but it deserves to be there because it's right in that same era. And we've driven much of this area, Miss Katie and I. There are 2 maps to this. It reminds you much of the Worthington, Grant and Pemberton one. And I always hammer Pemberton to my Air Force students saying, dude, you know, you knew you were coming up for a siege. You didn't think of getting shovels. You didn't think of having your commissariat go ahead and start bringing food in from the countryside. You didn't get picks in. So Pemberton, well, of course he's from Philadelphia. So even though despite the fact that he's a good Pennsylvania boy, he's from Philadelphia. So he doesn't think like us good Pennsylvania country boys. We've been thinking about shovels. We've been thinking about victuals. He had, well, he was more of a silver spoon kind of guy. Grant thought very poorly of him, by the way. Now, battle cry. Battle cry is, think of it as the perfect game to play either maybe with your spouse, a younger child who's not interested in the fog of war, because it has, I'll flip it around to the back. Here are all the figures. Nice little figures in it, and dice to show you what happened. It's an attractive little game, and the value to it, for those of us who get very excited by scenarios, it has lots of scenarios. But it has Gettysburg ones too. Fun play, quick play, easy to get to. We talked about Worthington, and they're having done something that looks like the Deer Valley one. I've been talking to Curtis Hudson, i.e. Kurt. Katie calls him my girlfriend because Kurt and I talk a lot on the phone because we both were on active duty, we both saw combat, we both have fun things. So, Lee's Invincible, the Gettysburg Campaign of 1863. I will show you the map because it is a point-to-point map. It's part of the whole Eastern series that they did. I like this game a great deal because it is a kind of a fox hunt of a game. You're never certain what you're chasing, and you hear me throwing dice around here, folks, because there are, let's see, 4, 6, 8 dice in this game. That makes some folks who do game reviews very happy because they like to talk. I like this game. You get to throw lots of dice. I like games that throw lots of dice. I won't mention anyone by name. So here we have, and of course here's Gettysburg. Here is the Worthington map. Point to point. You either like it or you don't. Me, I like it. We go then to, from Battle Cry to the Hold the Line game from Worthington, the American Civil War. Set up much like it because here you get to change the terrain. Forest, light woods, river, town, more thicker town, and it's blocks. And Mr. Hudson would be going, I don't like block games. The thing about block games versus, say, Battle Cry is you have fog of war because you don't really know what is there. And we have, you know what's coming out of the box next, Miss Katie? What kind of map board do I like the best?
Mounted.
It has a mounted map board. It has 2 mounted map boards because it is a blank map in essence where you get to put the terrain tiles on it. The terrain tiles, of course, and here it is, it's tightly in the box, folks, because Worthington gives us nice, thick, substantive boxes. And it reminds you of a Command and Colors map. Both from GMT and World of Wonder. Map, there you go, you have to look at me, how about that? Ta-da, map. And Petunia likes this game because she has to sleep in this box whenever I'm playing it. Yeah, cat, you know. Is the colonel in the Battle of the Bulge would say, cats, too many cats. I'm certain he said that. I don't think he said. I don't think he would allegedly say anything else. I think it was originally cats, too many cats. But then we have blue and gray. Cemetery Hill. Well, what's a nice word for failure other than failure? This game was squeezed in to try to make it fit the rest of the system. Scale-wise, does not work. Unit size does not work. Fun to play? Well, kinda, just because it's really skewed. The least effective of the games of this system. It's fun enough to play by yourself, just as kind of as a lark, but it's not as much of a serious game. Here's one we bought. We don't know anything about it. How about that? We don't know anything about it. Battle of Gettysburg. We've been after this game for years, and again, my buddy Kurt Hudson, Kurt and I go looking for games, and we let the other one know if we've seen it, because we kind of exchange certain shopping lists back and forth between us. And it is kind of a funny map, because listen to how thin it sounds. It's kind of a thinner paper map here. And there are two to this, but there are just, not much color, and it's kind of hard to see.
I like it. It's pretty.
Yeah, it's not displeasing to the eye. A little harder to see unless, let me put my glasses on now. Put my glasses on, it's not so bad. But we do things like Cemetery Ridge, Powers Hill, things that we normally wouldn't see on a map. And the roads are very, very well noted on this. So, well, there you have it, folks. There is our sprint through Civil War games to get to do something right before the third day of Gettysburg, because, and go look up Faulkner's comments on day 3 of the Battle of Gettysburg, because it's something to the effect that, it is that hot July day, the attack has not yet gone in, and every Southern boy's mind turns to it. So, thank you, folks. Miss Katie's going to go ahead and get ready to turn this off. So, as always, we thank you.